And we say good morning to you. We are live again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Running a little bit late. Got a great appointment, great meeting, and so as a result of that, got a wee bit behind. But hey, we're here. We're broadcasting live and glad to be here with you again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on this Wednesday, the home of the new Frosted Sunrise. Have you had it yet, Mrs. Larimer? What do you think? That's what I want to hear. Creamy and tart treat combination, Chick-fil-A vanilla ice cream and simply orange juice. Again, available in small and large, starting at $2.85. And both have fewer calories than milkshakes. How about that? So it is the newest dessert out there. And again, it is called Frosted Sunrise. And we're here again live at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Lots to talk about. College basketball, high school basketball. Last night in Virginia, Gate City punches their ticket, and a repeat performance against Graham, the G-men, and beat them. We'll tell you all about that coming up. Greg Steiger comes by with Major League Baseball in a little while. Also going to be joined a little bit later on, just in a few minutes, matter of fact. Robbie Fritz from ARM Ministries. He's going to join us as well. So we're here live again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. And then, of course, tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet. And on Friday, we'll be right there at our great sponsor, Food City. Again, the Food City folks. And so we'll be at Food City on South Rome Street here in Johnson City. Also later in the show, going to be joined by our buddy Caleb Sparks from Sprint, and how you can get 25% off on all the accessories in the store when you say you mention the show. And so it's a chance to make some serious savings on some great products, JBL speakers and Beats headphones and so on and so forth. So we'll tell you all about that coming up here in a little while. We always start our show by dedicating it to the man who hung on the cross. Today, of course, no different. Show number 703. It says, Isaiah 26:3-4 says, I will keep you in perfect peace if you'll keep your mind steadfast on me and always trust me. I am a rock you can always stand on. How about that? And that's what it's all about again on this Wednesday, March the 7th, 2018. And our show again at 7:03. The countdown to the Food City 500. We're down to 39 days to racing at the world's last great Coliseum. The Xfinity race and the Zombie Auto 150 down to 38 days from that event. And we are inside now of a week, 6 days out for our opening night of Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball, brought to you by Tommy Tipton and the folks at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. So we're very excited about all that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll come in and we'll jump in and get after it as we've got Robbie Fritz from ARM Ministries coming up here in just a few minutes, and we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're live. Show number 703 from Chick-fil-A, the home of Connie Larimer, the lovely Mrs. Larimer. I love saying that. She doesn't. No, she doesn't, but I do. We'll take a break, and by the way, she's going to let me know. We got a cool event coming up here Friday night. We had him on last year. What a great guy, and Connie's going to give me all the details. We're going to be here Friday night broadcasting as Howard Stevens comes back to town. We'll take a break and be right back. We're live here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications and 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here with the ratio. It goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back live with the Tom Biddle Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Hello to Jerry Keller. Hello to Scott Hyatt. Hello to Betty Perry. Thanks for watching us here. Be sure and like us and share us. We got Robbie Fritz and the Arm Ministries coming up here in just a few minutes. They're a great organization. It does a lot of good for a lot of folks. Here is what's coming up on Friday night. Actually on Saturday night. We're going to have them here on Friday night. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. Again, I would be a terrible weatherman. So pointing to South Dakota and saying Florida. Friday night, March the 9th, we're going to be right here talking to Austin Moody, Tommy Connors, and my man on the bottom, former NFL player, motivational speaker, Howard Stevens. They're in town for the Country Jam, benefiting the Flight Foundation at Wilmot at Regional Arts Center, and that's going to be happening in Northeast State in Blumpville on Saturday. And so they're going to be here on Friday night hanging out with us for a little while, and it's going to be called the 412 Foundation Country Jam. That's on Saturday night, but we're going to have them here on Friday night talking to us a bit. Can't wait to have Howard Stevens in. What a great guy. Former NFL football player who's, 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", somewhere through there. And he said, don't play football. You can't play. You're too small. And so Howard Stevens not only played at the University of Louisville and the New Orleans Saints, but at one point was the number one punt returner in the NFL for 1 or 2 seasons. Hello, Kelly Essler. Lovely lady. Again, from Milligan College, the swim coach of the year. And so hopefully we'll get Kelly on Friday. We're going to be at Food City close to Milligan on South Roan Street in Johnson City. Love to have her come by and visit with us on Friday. We are here live again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. The big sports story, obviously, in this neck of the woods, longtime friend and coach at Dobbins Minute, Graham Clark, stepping down after 25 seasons, 233 wins, 17 conference titles, 3 state semifinal appearances, and a playoff berth in his 25 years. His record at 252 wins and 71 defeats, including 14 seasons of at least 10 wins. Incredible numbers for the G-Man, Graham Clark. And so he is stepping away as the head coach of Dobbins Minute football. Current assistant Joey Christian, the Tribe's interim coach. The school announcing a national search will begin immediately to identify the next head coach. And I'm sure coaches, you're in, Kelly Essler. Come by Friday morning. I'd love to see you about 11:30 at Food City in South Johnson City. How about that? How about booking the show right on the show? Hello, Darius Hensley. We're very excited. Late getting on today. We picked up 2 brand new sponsors that'll start next week. It's awesome. So the show continues to grow. Hello, Renee McNeil and Elizabeth. And also your chance to win tickets to go to Bristol. The race is coming up very, very soon. So we'll give you all the details about that. So it's all good. Anyway, Graham Clark stepping away, the head football coach at Dobbins Minute. Again, a record. This is pretty incredible. 252 and 71. He lost 71 games in 25 years. You can do the math. That ain't much. That's what 25 times 3 is 75, so he averaged 2 losses a year and went to the playoffs 25 straight years. 25 straight years Dobbins Bennett has gone to the playoffs under Graham Clark. Stepping away, all-time winningest coach, and again, current assistant coach Jerry Christian, the interim coach. Spring football right around the corner. They got to get somebody in there to kind of run the practices, I would assume. A national search, and there'll be no shortage, I promise you, of folks that want to apply to the winningest high school football school in the state of Tennessee, and one of the top 15, top 20 in the country in all-time wins, and the winningest football team in the state of Tennessee, Dobbins Bennett. So Graham Clark retiring and stepping away. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Basketball tournaments cranking up today. The Atlantic 10, the Big East, the Big 12, Conference USA, the Mountain West Conference, the Southeastern Conference tournament starts today. I'll tell you who's playing a little bit later on the show. They'll play that one in St. Louis. Tennessee does not play until Friday. The Pac-12 starts in Las Vegas today. The Sun Belt starts in New Orleans today. So it's going to be a busy, busy time in college basketball. And so we'll keep you posted. In fact, we've got some results from the ACC and also the schedule coming up for the Southeastern Conference later on today. So, big story again. Graham Clark stepping away, head football coach at Dobbins Bennett, all-time winningest coach. Again, in incredible numbers, 252 and 71, 14 seasons of at least 10 wins. Only lost 71 games in 25 years at Dobbins Bennett, and put them in the playoffs every year for 25 years in a row. That is pretty impressive. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and the young man is going to come join us for the first time. Can't wait. This young man doing a great job, again, helping folks out in Elizabeth and in Carter County. And that would be, of course, our buddy Robbie Fritz from the ARM Ministries. He joins us coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. With one of our great sponsors again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our dear friend Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage. See behind us the JeremyLivesey.com and 671. This is a neat process. It's working big time for the organization. Tell me about it.
Well, basically, our 6-hour underwriting process just basically revolutionizes the area because not any other lenders are doing that. And our 7-day processing period just means that we're getting everything processes in 7 days and then 1 day to close. So once everything's final approved, it gets to the title company in 1 day.
The first number we're talking about is 6. What's that represent?
6 is from the time that we take the loan application and we submit it to the underwriting team, whatever you want to call them. About 6 hours later, we get our approval.
Here he goes.
So, yeah.
That's 6. The middle number is 7. Tell me about that.
7 is once the underwriter approves the loan, and they send us the condition sheets, and between me and my assistant and our processor, we have 7 days to get all the documents and everything back to the underwriter for our final approval.
And then the last number out of 671 would be just numero uno.
Yeah, just the 1. So once everything is done, then the closer for our team will package up everything that needs to be done at the title company for the legal part with the deed and deed of trust and notes and all that stuff. Sends all that to them, gets all the money ready, send it to them so we can close.
Website is Jeremy Livesey, Livesey, JeremyLivesey.com. VA loans, tell me about that from Movement Mortgage and Jeremy Livesey.
Yeah, this area is very good for VAs just because of the VA med centers here, and most of the people like to retire in this area, and a lot of them are veterans. So we offer 100% financing with no mortgage insurance to them. Still can close in 30 days or less. So I mean, it's not a big deal for them. And on our end, we enjoy it because we've got it down to a science. So.
Number 2, the FHA loan. Tell me about that.
FHA, it's more for people with less money to put down. Sometimes they do have some credit issues or just debt-to-income issues. And depending on where they're wanting to buy at, there are some different grant programs available as well. So we do a lot of the FHAs. This area is just a hotbed for FHAs, just because of the East Tennessee. We got a lot of younger people buying. A lot of people that just don't have a lot of money to put down. They don't have the 20% down like they used to have to get to buy a house. So.
JeremyLivesey.com is the website you want to go to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll let you know what's there here in just a moment when you get there. USDA loans, tell me about those.
USDA, or the rural development loans, that's basically for the county, and they offer 100% financing as well. The guidelines for underwriting are a little bit stricter, but you do get 100% financing, so you kind of pay the price on a few things, but to get 100% financing on a $150,000, $200,000 house, get it for nothing, it's not a bad deal.
VA loans, FHA, USDA, and then last but not least, conventional loans.
Conventional is just your vanilla loans, 15, 20, sometimes 10% down, depending on what your situation is. More for your people with higher credit scores, some money down, lower debt ratios, and stuff like that. They do have some advantages to it. They're a little bit easier to do as far as paperwork, and we do a ton of it.
Office located right across from the Cracker Barrel in Boones Creek. JeremyLivesey.com. 6-hour underwriting process, 7-day processing period, 1 day to close. And so, again, when we go to JeremyLivesey.com, what will we find?
You will find, like I said before, you'll find a nice picture of me. Also has a little button underneath that says Apply Now. So you can go on there and it'll actually walk you through it and tell you exactly what you need to provide as far as the documentation. And, put your name, address, phone number, social security number, all that stuff. It comes straight to my desk, and we can have you an approval the same day.
Here you go. Yeah. JeremyLivesey.com. Movement Mortgage. You can check them out. Again, located physically here in Boones Creek, right across from the Cracker Barrel. But again, the website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jeremy, Jeremy, and then Livesey or Livesey, Livesay. Easy to spell. JeremyLivesey.com, and it's a busy time right now.
It is.
And you love it.
I do.
VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional loans, give him a call. The process is called 671. Again, Jeremy Livesey, Movement Mortgage, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again. High school basketball is running down for you. State tournament starts in just a little while. In fact, it's up now at 11 o'clock. We'll try and give you an update. Riverdale, 33-1, and Ravenwood at 21-11, starting it for the ladies. Chick-Fil-A state tournament in Murfreesboro. Arlington, 27-7, and Knox Bearden at 28-7. They tip it up at 12:30. We, of course, very interested in Daniel Boone, the Trailblazers, the Lady Trailblazers of Travis Maines at 30-4, taking on Bradley Central, undefeated at 32-0. That'll be at 2:15. And then Mount Juliet and Houston will play at 3:45 this afternoon in AAA. Our other entry in the state tournament, the Unaka Lady Rangers, they'll get with it tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Unaka at 27-9 and Wartburg Central at 23-7. They'll play tomorrow. So we'll find out. We'll let you know about what happened in Virginia, too, as Gate City got it done. Hello to Sheila Stamper. Hello, Sheila. Hello to Leslie Thacker Marion up in West Virginia. Hello, Leslie. Love that lady. Renee McNeil and Elizabeth and Kelly Essler at Milligan. Jerry Keller here in the Tri-Cities. Darius Hensley, the mayor of Belong, North Carolina. He is up in Bluff City. Hello to you, sir. Betty Perry and Elizabeth, hello to you. So let's jump in and get our first guest ready to roll, man. It's wild in here tonight. It's loud and proud, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yes. Our buddy, I'm not Robbie Fritz, but he is. Let's get him on the screen. And there he is, Robbie Fritz from Arm Ministries. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Just fine. We met him Saturday at Food City in Elizabeth, and we're going to be able to do a show soon. And so ran into him. They were gathering food, and I said, man, I'd love to have you on my show. It's a nonprofit doing great things, helping folks, in this case, in Elizabeth and in Carter County. It's capital ARM, as you see on the screen. And so what's that stand for? And tell us a little about the organization.
ARM stands for Assistance Resource Ministries. We've been in existence since 1991. It was started by the pastors in Carter County. They came together to create an organization where they could, each church wouldn't have to kind of dictate who got help and things. They could all come to a central location to get some help. So the church started ARM, and we've been thriving ever since. We've had a couple different places we've been at. We're now located at 714 West C Street, which is in behind the Eagles, across from Elizabeth High School. So we're centrally located. Everybody in the county can kind of get to us and things there. We're open 3 days a week. We're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be closed for lunch from 12:30 to 1:30 starting here next month. But we have anywhere from 700 to 900 families that come through each month. If somebody needs assistance, they just need to come down and they need to bring proof that they are a Carter County resident, bring proof of their income. Then we kind of go over with them what they might need otherwise, paperwork-wise, for the next time. But we're not an organization to turn people away if there's somebody hungry and things like that. We make sure people get fed. There's nobody in the county, no matter where you live at, that should go hungry, and that's what we're there to do. We give them food, give them clothing. Nothing costs them a dime there. Everything is free to the people of Carter County to come in. We've been blessed and supported by a number of the churches, private donors. We get a little bit of grant money, but very little on that. But we've been blessed for a lot of years to have good donors, and they've took care of the organization there.
So you don't check income levels. Whoever comes in, right?
we do check income levels, but we kind of base it upon if there is a extenuating circumstance, an emergency or something like that. Good people that make good money, they fall in hard times as well sometimes, and just because. You never know what's happened in their life. They could have a loved one pass away. Could have had to maybe take on a mother or a father into their household or something like that as well. And it's kind of through their income out of what they thought that they were doing good with, and it's needing some little extra assistance on that.
We're talking again, as you see on the screen, of Robbie Fritz. Let me give you up to date on what's going on in the ACC tournament second round. Coming up at noon, the Florida State Seminoles taking on the Louisville Cardinals. Florida State at 20-10, Cardinals at 19-12. They'll tip it up at noon. Boston College and North Carolina State at 2 o'clock this afternoon. BC at 18-14. Again, NC State, the Wolfpack at they are at 21-10. Also, you have coming up later on, first round of the Pac-12 tournament later on this afternoon, Arizona State and Colorado. Arizona State at 20-10, Colorado 16-14. Mountain West Men's Championship first round, Air Force and Running Rebels UNLV. They'll square off at 2 o'clock today. Colorado State and Utah State and the Mountain West Men's Championship first round. That'll be at 4:30 our time. California and Stanford Pac-12 first round tournament. The Cardinal and the Golden Bears will square off. Cal, tough year, 8-23. Stanford at 17-14. Then the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Hello, Sherry Miller. Good job, Robbie. You know Sherry Miller?
Sherry's one of our board members at Army.
Well, she's watching. Good job. She says, good job, Robbie. Thanks for your great work. We're not done yet. We want to find out how we can help out in the Armed Ministries. Again, let's go back and tell you the Hokies are playing this afternoon. Actually, tonight at 7 o'clock. Taking on Notre Dame, the Hokies in the ACC. Hokies at 21-10, Notre Dame at 19-13. SEC tournament tonight, Vanderbilt and Georgia. The Commodores at 12-19, Georgia at 16-14. That'll be at 7 o'clock tonight. Also, the Big 12, 'tis the season, folks. The Big 12, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State will get after it. Both 18-win teams. That'll be at 7 o'clock tonight in the Big 12 tournament. In the Patriot League men's tournament final, the championship, Colgate takes on Bucknell. Colgate at 19-12, Bucknell 24-9. Winner punches their ticket to the big dance. St. John's and Georgetown tonight. The Big East opening round. Syracuse and the defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels. Can they defend? You think North Carolina can repeat?
I hope not.
Ooh.
I'm not a Tar Heel fan.
There we go.
My cousin, she's in her senior year at Chapel Hill right now.
Andy Dietrich says, what's up, Tom? I'll be with you tomorrow, Mr. Dietrich. Can't wait to be out at Champion Chevrolet. North Carolina 22-9, taking on Syracuse 20-12, the ACC tournament. Washington State and Oregon in the first round of the Pac-12 as well. So lots of hoops. We'll keep you up to date on it. That's why we're here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Talking to Robbie Fritz from the Armed Ministries. So this is something that helps Elizabethton and Carter County folks. You provide food, you provide clothing.
We provide food and clothing. We also have small appliances, coffee makers, toasters, small ovens. We also pots and pans and dishes, utensils, things such as that. If somebody goes through a fire, they come in, or they could be homeless. They're starting to finally get set up in a home for things and stuff. They come to us. We also, bedding as far as blankets and sheets, things such as that. Also towels and washcloths. We also keep back some suits and things. We have people that come by that need to get a suit to go to job interviews and things such as that. We've got those kind of stuff back as well. Toys for the kids on there too.
What is the biggest need right now?
I think, honestly and truly, it's always food. It's food and men's clothing. Men's clothing goes through so fast because we don't get a lot of men's clothing in because, as a guy, we wear stuff till it's worn out and then we wear it 2 more years.
Amen. So it's threadbare.
So we don't any type of men's clothing. It's always in a need for it because we just don't get a lot of those things in, especially shoes. Shoes is always a big need on things. But like I said, we've got upwards of 900 families some months come in, maybe even more. You've got over 2,000 people that come to the doors on a monthly basis that's needing assistance, and there is a need out there.
On a monthly basis?
On a monthly basis.
You have 2,000 people come through.
We have. It's that many of the families because a lot of times maybe only 3 people might come through that's in that family, but there's that many people. And, we allow sometimes mother may not bring her 3 kids, but she can look for the clothes for the 3 kids while she's down there. What she needs to get.
So on the average, you're talking in a year's time over 24,000 people come through. Unbelievable. So we want to help these folks. It's called the ARM Ministries, ARM. Of course, we're going to be bringing you Elizabethton Cyclone baseball starting Tuesday. Robbie has an open invitation. Or you think Sherry'd come down and talk?
I think Sherry would be more than glad to come and talk as well.
Was she the young lady I met Saturday at Food City?
I think no, you met Carol.
Carol, met Carol, yeah. So
Carol as well. Carol moved up from Florida, and they live up Sunny Creek, and she came down and volunteered, and now she's on our board, and blessed to have her and Sherry both as well.
You have an open invitation, any Elizabethton ball game.
Okay.
Come over and sit down and talk and promote this great product. Of course, we are big fans of Hunter Memorial Baptist Church up in Stony Creek with Pastor Hartley, and we're going to bring this to his attention as well. So you're always looking for churches and folks to help, right?
We are looking for kids also to come in and help. We're also, these high school kids and also college kids that need them to get their Tennessee Promise hours in for their scholarships and stuff. They can come down and volunteer with us. They can get their hours in to help get their scholarship money on that. And it also gives them a purpose, and they feel the need. They can see what the need is. And because sometimes they may not realize how fortunate they are. Then they get down there and work for a few hours, and they can see how fortunate things really are. And we've got clients that come down, and they also volunteer and help right along though too, and help us out.
Coming up, we're going to be talking to Greg Salyer, top of the hour, about Major League Baseball. We are live here, and of course at 12:30, our buddy Caleb Sparks will come by from Sprint, one of our great sponsors. We're talking to Robbie Fritz here in the ARM Ministries. Coming up next, we'll take a look at Virginia High School basketball. Gate City did it again. They come back this time, the second time around, and beat the Graham G men. We'll tell you all about that coming up here in a few minutes. They get ready to move on to the next round. A couple of teams moved on. A couple of teams lost last night in Virginia in high school basketball tournament play. Speaking of Carter County, the Unaka Lady Rangers play tomorrow against Wartburg Central. Oh, great one. What is your scouting report of the Unaka Lady Rangers? Can they do it?
I think they can. Coach Chambers does a real great job up there with the ladies. They've started shooting the ball well, and they've played good defense all year long. They just started finally knocking down some shots. The Tipton girls and Lexi Garland and the rest of those girls up there. We hope they bring back a gold ball to Carter County. We'd love to see them do great.
Absolutely.
They're on the good side of the bracket, I think, and I don't expect them home early. I'll just say that.
Two girls teams there. Daniel Boone plays today. Again, Unaka tomorrow. Next week, only one team from Northeast Tennessee got to the big dance, and it's the Huskies of North Green High School, which is, we're going to try and have their coach on next week, talk to him on the show. And so just getting there is special, but you don't want to just get there. You want to win it, don't you?
You want to win it. I've been associated around Hampton for a lot of years, and we've made that long trek back with not winning it. And you'd love to be able to touch that gold ball once. That's what's so special about Unaka boys and Elizabethton girls here a few years back from Carter County. Making that trip back with that gold ball. That's priceless, for sure.
I've said this many times about Carter County. I mean, you take, of course, I'll throw Elizabeth into the pile too, and Carter County schools, but, for that size area, I mean, there's always a good team in football or multiple teams. Basketball, it's either Unaka or Cloudland or Happy Valley or Elizabethton, who am I leaving out, or Hampton. So there's always, seems like, inside of Carter County, 2 or 3 good basketball teams, football teams, and for an area that size, that's a great compliment to the kids and to the men and ladies that coach these kids.
It is, and in baseball, you've had Unaka for a lot of years up there, has been a powerhouse as well, and on that, and saying that, we were talking the other night, I can't remember the last time a Carter County team on basketball wasn't at the state tournament. It's been, we've been blessed up there to have a Carter County team represented for a number of years now.
And again, this year it's Unaka Lady Rangers.
That's right.
So good stuff. So ARM Ministries, physically you're located where?
We're located at 714 West C Street, which is in behind Ingalls, there and across from Elizabethton High School. And they can like us on Facebook. We're ARM Food Pantry on Facebook. Our email address is armfoodpantry@yahoo.com. Reach out to us. We're always needing monetary support as well. Any type of donations is greatly appreciated. We, food, clothing, any type of housewares. If somebody is trying to downsize and things like that, gently use things, we're more than happy to have those. And we take donations up until 15 minutes before we close every day. And we're just here to try to help the good people of Carter County. It's like you're talking about. Food City was gracious enough to let us to come down and sit up there last week, and we had over 1,500 pounds of food that the great people, the shoppers there at Food City in Carter County, was donated to ARM on that day there, and it was just such a blessing to have on that day. It really helps out a lot.
This interview and this involvement with this gentleman's organization all comes down to, this is crazy, some Food Club peach water. I went in, I thought, I want some peach Food Club Water, and I was in Elizabethton's. I stopped in there and saw Les, love Les Music. He does a great job, the store manager. We were talking, he's a big Hokie man. We were talking Hokies, getting ready to leave, and he's standing out there, and I said, who are you? And I shook his hand. I thought, I want to have this guy on my show. So this is all coming about because of Peach Water from Food Club Peach Water.
I'll have to go give me a case of that too. But we really are blessed and appreciative of you, Mr. Taylor, letting us come on.
Oh, absolutely.
We really are.
Matthew 25:40 says, "Have you done as you have done unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done unto me." So, when we can help somebody in Carter County or Johnson, wherever their opportunity, the other organizations we have on from time to time, the way I look at it, if you're helping somebody there, it's like you're helping the Lord Himself. That's what it says.
That's right,
In Matthew 25:40. That's how I take it anyway. I'm a simple country man, so.
That makes two of us, brother.
Yeah, if I'm helping somebody in Carter County with a pair of shoes or a jar of peanut butter or whatever, then I feel like, based on that Bible verse, we're helping the Lord Himself.
I agree.
There you go. All right. I'm going to hold you to it. Unica's going to win the state championship. What about Daniel Boone today? What do you think?
I think Daniel Boone's a toss-up game. I know Bradley Central undefeated, but they've got a good group of girls over there, and I think they might pull the upset. I would call it an upset if they did, but I think anything happens, and we talk about it. When you go to the state, you want to play the best teams on the first day. You got jitters and everything going on. If you can get a little hot, a little streaky, that's when you want to play the better teams.
The two guys I want to give a shout out to that you know, Randall Jenkins from Freddy's, and also Ronnie Curtis from Sprint.
Yes, sir. Went to school with them, grew up with them.
Yep, two good guys, and I've been blessed to meet them through this show. I met another good guy here. So, Arm Ministries, Facebook page again is?
Facebook page is Arm Food Pantry. Look us up on Facebook, add us, shoot us an email, drop by sometime, take a tour. That way you know what we're doing and you can take a tour and see. I'm blessed with a lot of great volunteers. If it wasn't for our volunteers, we couldn't do it. There's a small group of them, but they're faithful, they're there all the time, and love helping other people. We're just very blessed.
Before we take a break, I think it'd only be fitting if you could tell us the board members, and we saw that Sherry's watching, Sherry Miller, and who else helps make this thing go?
Our chairman of the board is Tim Ross. He's pastor over at Hopwood over at Milligan College there. We've also got Scott Reynolds, Sherry Miller, Becky McGill, Liz Banks, going through the list here in my head, Faye Ingram, Carol White, we've got Elaine Sheets. There's about 15 of them, and I'll just be honest with you, off the top of my head, it's just kind of in and out on some of them there, but they really do come down and they really do help out. And one thing I do want to say though too is we are having a pancake breakfast on the 7th of April. It's that Saturday, the first Saturday in April. We're having a pancake breakfast at Applebee's in Elizabethton. It's $5, all you can eat. All you can eat pancakes and sausage and drink included in that. So if you're not doing anything, it's from 8 to 10 a.m. in Elizabethton there. Come out and enjoy a good pancake breakfast from 8 to 10 on April the 7th, the first Saturday in April there. And it's a great fundraiser for us, and we're fortunate with the Applebee's there. Come get us some pancakes and sausage and drink all for $5, and goes to a great cause.
I can hammer me some pancakes. I can get after some pancakes.
Come on, we'll hold you to that.
Ooh,
all right,
man, syrup and butter.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, put that butter in between them cakes and melt, and they kind of ooze down the side, put a little syrup on it.
One thing I did want to mention is we were fortunate enough to receive a grant by the gentleman named Eddie Jack Miller. He was a Carter County resident, left some money, bequeathed it to Second Harvest, and we're actually in the process of buying a box truck so we can go out and kind of be more of an outreach agency to take food to the different parts of our county that they can't drive down to Elizabethton to get food, but we're in the process of that, and really want to thank Mr. Miller and his family for choosing ARM to receive that grant. And we got a $10,000 grant from them to be able to get to buy us a truck and also a trailer so we can go out to different parts of the county to do that.
Over 24,000 going through the doors. Again, ARM Ministries, so you have a great opportunity to give. And again, check them out on the Facebook page. It is ARM
Food Pantry. Just look us up there on the Facebook page. It'll have our logo on there. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. But like I said, come down and see us though. Take a tour. See what we're all about. We'd love to have anybody come in anytime.
I want to help you promote the pancake breakfast, and I want you to come over on some of the Elizabethton ball games. I'll get with you. You can come in and sit in for an inning or two and hang out with me and promote it there in Elizabeth and Carter County. Good job.
Thank you, brother.
All because of Peach Water at Food City. I met this man and Carol and a great organization. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll bring you up to speed on Virginia high school basketball. Top of the hour. We're going to be joined here in just a few minutes by Greg Salyer, talking Major League Baseball. Later on the show, Caleb Sparks from Sprint, one of our great sponsors. And again, the Predators, red hot. They won 9 in a row. We'll give you the National Hockey League and NBA finals from last night as well. So we'll roll on right after this break. We'll come right back as you hear what we're getting ready to do starting on Tuesday. 20-plus games in the tournament of Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball, brought to you by Chick-Fil-A and Elizabethton. I'm with head baseball coach Ryan, president of Elizabethton Cyclones. And, Coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that. But watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states. And I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games, most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference still for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us. And just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it, and we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year.
We're going to be headlined by Chick-Fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabethton and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's in Stegall over in Johnson City. And we've even got Elizabethton High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride. Something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride. Something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. And it all starts again coming up on Tuesday, as we said, as we'll have the Sullivan Central Cougars coming to town to get it started. 7 o'clock first pitch, and it's not that conducive for baseball weather next week apparently, but that's okay. We got long johns and Elizabethton jackets and Elizabethton toboggans, and we'll stay warm and be ready to go coming up Tuesday. Brought to you by, again, Carter County Bank and Blackburn Children's in Stegall. Oh, gosh. Let me think who else is going to be on there. We've got, of course, Chick-fil-A. I don't have the list in front of me. I'll have that starting tomorrow, but there's a lot of sponsors coming on board, and we appreciate that very much. Let's take a look at the National Hockey League last night. The Nashville Predators skating past Dallas 2-0 in Nashville. Preds have won 9 in a row. They're 43-14, still leading, of course, the division, so they're having a heck of a run. They beat Dallas, who's now 37-24. Other winners last night, Winnipeg skates past the Rangers. Boston over Detroit. Columbus, a 4-1 winner against Vegas. The Golden Knights in Columbus. New Jersey 6-4 win over Montreal. Tampa Bay goes to 46-17, defeating Florida. Also, Minnesota skates past Carolina. Chicago 2-1 win at home over Colorado. And Anaheim, the Ducks, crack past Washington 4-0 in California. 3 on tap tonight, one good one. Pittsburgh, the defending Stanley Cup champions. The Penguins skating in Philadelphia, 38-25. The Pens, the Flyers are at 34-21. Calgary skates at Buffalo. And Vancouver, I love saying this, the Canucks. I don't know. I'm just a country boy. The Vancouver Canucks. Don't know why I like saying it. Skating in Arizona tonight. in the National Hockey League. NBA from last night. Who won? It was Washington, a 4-point win over Miami. Toronto goes to 46-17. Keep an eye on the Raptors come playoff time. They beat Atlanta last night by 16 in Toronto. Philadelphia goes into Charlotte, beats the Hornets by 14. Houston, a 10-point winner on the road at Oklahoma City. Dallas, the Mavericks, beat Denver by 11. Portland all over New York by 24 last night in the NBA. Also tonight, you've got 3 games on tap. You've got Utah at Indiana, Houston and Milwaukee, Cleveland, the Cavaliers, and Denver. 3 pretty good ones tonight. Also Memphis at Chicago. You have Toronto back-to-back games playing tonight in Detroit against the Pistons, New Orleans at Sacramento, and the Lakers hosting Orlando tonight at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. That's a look again at the NBA from yesterday and last night and the National Hockey League. He's got them for me. You have Riverdale at halftime leading Ravenwood in the AAA girls 48-21. Halftime Riverdale 48 and Ravenwood's ladies 21. I need Fritz here just kind of be my producer. That'd be good. That's good stuff. So appreciate that very much. Write down if you don't care how you found that so I can kind of dig around and find that as well. College basketball, Southeastern Conference men basketball coaches have selected Tennessee forward Grant Williams as the SEC Player of the Year. What an honor. And also Vols coach Rick Barnes as the Coach of the Year. Coach has also named Alabama's Colin Sexton and Kentucky's Kevin Knox as Co-Freshman of the Year. South Carolina's Chris Silva and Texas A&M's Robert Williams were Co-Defensive Players of the Year. Missouri's Jonte Porter and Tennessee's Lamonte Turner were Co-Sixth Men of the Year. And so, again, Grant Williams, Southeastern Conference Player of the Year. Rick Barnes, the Southeastern Conference Coach of the Year. Well, this is a team that was predicted to be in the middle of the pack by the coaches and media of the Southeastern Conference, and obviously they were way, way wrong. Tennessee plays either Mississippi State or LSU on Friday in the opening round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament. Also in the ACC, Duke freshman forward Marvin Bagley III, the Associated Press and Newcomer of the Year and the Player of the Year in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Virginia's Tony Bennett is Coach of the Year. So congratulations to those gentlemen as well as their respective tournaments crank up today as they get ready to get after it again. And let's run down those games for you and tell you who's playing where. In the ACC, we told you it's Florida State and Louisville starting at noon just in a few minutes. North Carolina State, Boston College at 2:30. The Hokies of Virginia Tech and Notre Dame in the night session at 7 o'clock. And North Carolina, the defending national champion, in Syracuse at 9:30 tonight. SEC Conference cranks up today. Georgia and Vanderbilt at 7 o'clock. South Carolina and Ole Miss at 9:30. In Tennessee will play the winner Mississippi State and LSU. They play tomorrow. The Vols don't play until 7 o'clock on Friday night. So big ball games there. Again, as we told you, halftime, 17-point lead Riverdale over Ravenwood, 38-21 in the AAA girls tournament in Murfreesboro. Daniel Boone plays at 2:15 this afternoon against the Bradley Central, undefeated Bradley Central Lady Bears. Three Rivers Conference awards named, no question here. Player of the Year, Trevor Hensley from Unicoi County. The Underclassman of the Year, Cole Lane from Solomon South. Coach of the Year, no question in my book, Michael Smith from Unicoi County. First team all-conference in the Three Rivers announced. This is boys, of course. From Johnson County, you have Blake Atwood, Bud Eisenhower. From Sullivan East, Dustin Bartley, and also Adam Davison, and also Ethan Whitley. From Happy Valley, Bryce Carter. From Unicoi County, Gavin Casey. Also you had from Unicoi County, Brock Thompson and Troy Podman. Also from Elizabethton, Adam Cornett and Eric Wilson. And from Sullivan South, Ethan Ward, all conference. So again, and from Sullivan Central, Jordan Self was all conference from the Sullivan Central Cougars. Michael Smith, Unicoi County Coach of the Year. Player of the Year, Trevor Hensley, is the all-time leading scorer, period, guys and girls now at Unicoi County. Trevor Hensley, just a class act. That would be Paul and Wendy's youngin', one of three. And, of course, you got two more coming. They all can play. And, of course, Trevor's been offered a full ride to Milligan College, which I think, for me personally, I think would be a great fit for him to be at Milligan, but that's just me. He has to make that decision. So, anyway, congratulations to Trevor Hensley, the Player of the Year in the Three Rivers Conference. Coach of the Year is Michael Smith, and Underclassman of the Year is Cole Lane. We'll take a quick break, come right back. He's here, he's ready. He's our buddy our Major League Baseball man, Greg Salyer. This guy's forgot more baseball than you and I know. We'll take a look at the bigs. Coming up, we've got a big story on Daniel Norris. All that straight ahead as we're live at Chick-Fil-A in the Crossings in North Johnson City. In North Johnson City, that's what I tried to say. Show number 703 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. No, I'm not Greg Salyer. I'm Tom Taylor, but let's run up here real quick and hit that and say hello to my buddy Neil Hartley. Hello, Neil. And Jerry McNeil and Andy Dietrich at Champion Chevrolet will be there tomorrow, the #1 Chevy dealer in the state, with some great incentives. And also, again, thanks to Robbie Fritz from the ARM Food Pantry, ARM, capital ARM. Again, the Facebook page is ARM Food Pantry. Check them out. And, again, we appreciate him very much and helping us get the word out about how to help folks. 24,000 people they helped in Carter County, in roughly 2,000 a month go through, excuse me, looking for food and clothing, the basics, so you can go out and help these folks. And again, you can go to the website at ARM Food Pantry is their Facebook page, and we appreciate them very much. And thanks for the opportunity to bring them over and talk. Let's talk baseball. He's here. My man is in the house, Greg Salyer. He's forgot more baseball than most people know, and so Good afternoon, my good friend. How are you?
Hey, Tom, I'm good. How are you?
Good. You been following college basketball any?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's cranking up.
Yeah. I was hoping ETSU would pull out that tournament, but it didn't quite work out. So.
How about Rick Barnes predicted to win 13th or 14th in, predicted to finish 13th or 14th in the SEC. Wins Coach of the Year and Grant Williams Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Champions, I guess, for the season.
And so they'll take on either Mississippi State or LSU Friday night in the opening round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament. So should be an exciting run for Tennessee. It's been an exciting run. Lady Ball's kind of laid an egg, but the men are very much into it. So, and also the other big story out in Knoxville, Keller Christ coming over from Stanford as a graduate transfer quarterback. Looks like he's going to go right in there and battle Garantano. Of course, Dormity's gone, so Garantano and he will probably be duking it out in spring practice for the quarterback job at Tennessee. So good stuff going on down in Knoxville. We'll have Kevin Harmon on Friday give us the very latest on the softball team's red hot at Tennessee, men's team's red hot, football getting ready for spring practice right around the corner. So Kevin joins us at Food City in South Rhone Street on Friday with a complete UT update. Major League Baseball, Daniel Norris coming out of the pen for Detroit. We kind of thought this might happen, and so he did this on Monday. He had a pretty good outing. He's been out there twice now. He started one and did so-so, came out of the pen, did better. And so the manager said this may be where you may see Daniel Norris. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they would like to see him as a fourth or fifth starter for their rotation. And I think he's going to have every opportunity to get that position. I think they'd like to have him as a starter, especially as a left-hander. They need a left-handed starter in Detroit. But, it might be a situation where that's where he will end up. And if he can help the team more as a reliever, then I would say so be it. Let's move him there and see what happens. He's definitely got to step up from what he did last year. That's just a fact. I mean, that 5.31 ERA last year is just not going to cut it. So he's going to have to step up if he's going to stay in that starting rotation and get that ERA at least down to around 4 if he's going to stay there. And, I'd like to see him start. But, he'll be in more games if he's a reliever. And who knows, that might be a place where he could have a long Major League career.
Last Friday I tried to impress him. I tried to be Greg Sauer and say he had a 1.61 whip. This guy at Food City says, what?
That's a whip.
What is whip? And so
walks plus hits per inning pitched.
There you go. 1.61, is that high or low?
A little bit high. A little bit high. You want to keep it around 1 if you can. So, you see very few pitchers have it below 1. You want to keep it around 1, not much higher than 1.
Last week he broke down the National League Central. He called the Cubs, the Cardinals, Cubs, Brewers, and Cardinals in that order. The Reds and Pirates. We're going to do the American League Central coming up here in a minute. We're talking to Greg Sauer. So it's still, or back to Daniel Norris, young man from Johnson City, pitching for Detroit. You change managers. Osman's gone. Ron Gardenauer, the former Twins manager, in. Anytime you make a change in managerial, they come in with a different philosophy, different what they want out of guys and what they need out of their bullpen or their rotation. So for him to still be considered, I guess that's a compliment to Daniel. The new guy comes in and says, okay, we'll give this guy a shot, but he's got to produce.
Right. I don't think he's guaranteed anything in the rotation this year. I think he's going to have to win that spot. But Ron Gardenhauer's come in and said, hey, we want to see him do well. We want to see him in our rotation if possible. If not, then I think he'll be in the bullpen. I can't imagine them sending him back down to Triple-A for another season, but I would imagine that he will at least be in the bullpen for Detroit this year. And let's face it, Ron Gardenhauer was a good hire for the Detroit Tigers. All these teams that got new managers this year, he was really the only manager with any Major League managing experience that was hired. The other guys were all newbies. So, I think that was a good move for the Tigers, and we'll see what happens there. I'll tell you where I'm going to pick them later, but probably not.
Not real good.
Not at the top of the
Yeah, we'll be at the top of the heat.
So.
Speaking of managers, we haven't talked much about this, but the Yankees made that managerial change in the offseason, got rid of Joe Girardi, and bring in the new guy. And, I'm sitting there, I was looking at this last night, all the talent the Yankees have, and they got a boatload of talent, no question, starting with Stanton, right on down the line and Judge. But this manager with virtually not much managerial experience in a tough place to manage because the New York media will crucify you in a heartbeat. So you got to be very thick-skinned to be a manager in New York City. Are you surprised they went and got this guy?
I was surprised that they hired Aaron Boone. I mean, you know, he's okay. The home run he hit in the playoffs a few years ago, well, several years ago now, that'll cut him some slack for a week or two in New York, maybe. You know, they'll respect him enough because of that they'll leave him alone for a week or so. But then after that, it's Katie bar the door. You know, that New York media is going to be all over him. He doesn't have, as far as I know, I don't think he has any managerial experience. You know, a good announcer on ESPN while he was there. And I think he's worked for the MLB network as well a little bit. But, you know, a good player, a good solid guy, I think. I think he's going to be a calming influence in the clubhouse as a manager. And, you know, I hope he's a better manager than his dad. I didn't think his dad was a very good strategic manager. He made a lot of moves when he was managing the Reds that I would just kind of scratch my head and think, what in the world is he thinking? And a lot of times I was proved to be right in thinking that way. So I hope he is a good strategic manager. He's definitely got the players, and I think the team will do well no matter who's filling out that lineup.
We're talking to Greg Sally again. We're going to give you updates on the basketball scores as we work through our Wednesday get-together here. Again, they're getting ready to crank. In fact, they have started in the men's tournament, Louisville and Florida State. We'll give you an update on that coming up here in just a few minutes. We're talking again to Greg Salyer. So Boone is your new manager in New York. How many different managers now? New managers this year? Five or six.
Yeah.
Gardner being one of those. Of course, Aaron Boone in New York among those. So lots of managerial changes. Free agents still out there. Jake Arrieta still unclaimed along with Moustakas. Are you surprised about those two?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I really am. I thought somebody would reach out. And, you know, we don't know what's going on there. We don't know what offers are on the table and what has been discussed, what's been rejected by the player and his agent. So we're not exactly sure what is going on there, because that's all very secretive. But, you know, you got to imagine somebody has made some proposals to these guys and said, hey, we'd like to have you come play for us. Here's what we'll offer you. And, you know, and so far they haven't gotten a deal done.
We're talking to Greg Salyer again. We're live again at Chick-Fil-A in the Crossings in North Johnson City. Brand new dessert treat. It's called something just flew my eye. Goodness gracious. There's no bugs in there, is there?
I haven't seen any.
Man, oh man.
Maybe a snowflake. It's snowing outside, so.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was when I came in.
Get those shovels out. Not. It's March. Frosted Sunrise. Again, a creamy tart treat combination of vanilla ice cream and simply orange juice. Available in small and large servings, starting at $2.85. 320 calories for the small, 390 calories for the large. Both have fewer calories than a milkshake. It's brand spanking new, the Frosted Sunrise. Have you had it?
I had it this morning.
And?
It's awesome. It is really, really good. I'll be eating here twice today. I came here for breakfast this morning too. So, but Miss Amy over there made me one. It was the first one that she had made herself, and I must admit she did quite well. I was, as I was walking out the door, I was complimenting Miss Judy and everyone there for the Frosted Sunrise. I said, this thing is really, really good. It's going to be a big hit. I hope, it says for a limited time, I hope they keep it. I'll be buying it. I know that.
Yeah. It's right along with the Frosted Lemonade, but it's now Frosted Sunrise again with simply orange juice and vanilla ice cream here at Chick-fil-A. Again, the small 320 calories, the large 390 calories. Its price point starts at $2.85, and both have fewer calories than milkshakes. So there you go. If you're wanting to get a great treat and not have a lot of calories rolled into it, you want to consider the brand new Frosted Sunrise. So Arrieta still out there. Moustakas still out there. Who else? Who are some of the big boys that still not playing?
Lance Lynn's still out there. Alex Cobb's still out there. I mean, there's three top-of-the-line pitchers that are still out there that nobody's picked up yet. So, you know, so that's scaring me already making these predictions for the season, because, you know, somebody pick up one of these pitchers, that could take them maybe not from the bottom to the top, but that could move them up at least a notch or two.
All right, let's break down this week American League Central. Next week we'll be let me get this. Hang on a minute. I apologize for something. A little critter got my eyeball.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I went to see Gator a couple weeks ago, and and after I got my hair cut, I just felt like and I think it was a little hair got in my eye.
Yeah.
Drove me crazy for half a day.
Suing.
Before I finally got it out.
The Gator Man, one of our great sponsors. Why don't you? That's a good time to give a testimonial about Cherokee Barbershop. Would you give one, please?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I have recommended Cherokee Barbershop to several people lately who have gone and who are now going to continue to go. So, he cuts my hair. I think he does a great job, and great guy.
Mm-hmm. Cherokee Barbershop, South Rome Street, right down from Tipton Haynes Working Farm and Executive Park South is the complex. And when the barber pulls out, the Gator Man's in. One-man operation. He can flat run through the haircuts, cuts big guys, little guys' hair. It's a men's barbershop. All kinds of sports memorabilia on the wall from, East Tennessee State and Milligan. A lot of golfing on the wall, a lot of golf balls. He collects golf balls. Got thousands of golf balls with logos on them, and he's a piece of work, that Gator Man. We love him. Old Bobby, the Gator Man. So we appreciate him very much. And Cherokee Barbershop, when I get my hair cut, when it hits the magic length, he'll be the only one cutting it. He trims my beard on occasion, so I'm a big fan also of my man, again, the Gator Man at Cherokee Barbershop, South Rome Street. American League Central here in Johnson City, by the way, open Tuesday through Saturday.
By the way, let me ask you something before we go to American League Central. Are you going to do something like Marty Brenman did when he had to shave his head? Remember when Marty had to shave his head because the Reds pulled off that 10-game win streak, and he said there's no way they'd ever do it that year, and they did it. And, of course, Homer Bailey comes at it with clippers, and he's like, you're not touching me. But then they raised like $25,000 for the Reds Community Fund by I don't know how they did it, but I guess people, I don't know how you raise money like that by getting a haircut, but
it's a good idea.
But yeah,
we haven't reached the magic length yet, but when we do, we're going to cut off for the cancer patients to do for the radiation and chemotherapy they're going through. So to help make wigs for ladies going through such procedure. So that may be a good idea.
Yeah, it was on TV.
Do a little fundraiser.
It was on TV. Yeah, I watched it on TV when Marty got his head shaved. So I thought you'd get a haircut on TV.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if the Gators doing it?
Even Gators doing it. Yeah, even better.
Even better, I was going to say. Even better when the Gators doing it.
Yeah.
All right, American League Central, here we go. Let's see what we got. We got five in the division.
Yeah.
Let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
All
Number
right.
5, who do you think is going to, at this point, and again, we put an asterisk because it can change with free agencies and trades and what have you before the season starts, but as of March the 7th, hello, Jerry Keller, thank you for watching. As of March 7, 2018, who's your bottom feeder in the Central?
We've already talked about them this afternoon.
Detroit
Tigers. Yeah, I hate that. I hope Gardenhire can turn that team around. They've got a lot of young players. Miguel Cabrera is still there. Victor Martinez is still there. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it seems like Cabrera might be getting a little old. I mean, he's not old at all, but he's playing like an old player now. So I don't know if he's coming toward the end of his career, but I just feel like that they're probably not going to be one of the better teams in that division this year.
Detroit at number 5. At number 4?
Number 4, okay. Let me make just a statement here, and I'm going to say this, and I think you'll know where I'm coming from. The bottom 3 teams in this division, I think, could finish in any one of 3rd through 5th place. I think any of them could be 3rd. I think any of them could be 5th. Any of them could be 4th. So this is a very tough division. The more I looked at it, the more I thought, I have no idea who's going to finish 3rd through 5th. I have a good idea who's going to be 1st and 2nd. But, if I have to go 4th, I'm going to probably say, unless they make a move, the Kansas City Royals.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've fallen from grace, haven't they?
I'm going to have to say that. I mean, if you look at their lineup, if you look at their rotation, I'm not real super impressed. They've lost Hosmer. They've lost Moustakas out in the middle of that lineup. They've still got Alex Gordon. Anxious to see what he can do without some guys hitting around him this year that he's had. So, but like I said, they could finish as high as 3rd, I think, in that division as well. And so could the Tigers.
I'm going to guess your 3rd place team. White Sox.
The White Sox.
Did I get
exactly. Yes, you did.
There you go. All right.
You did. And the only reason I have them above the Royals is just a couple of players that I'm really high on for the White Sox. Avisel Garcia, who had a breakout season last year, an All-Star last year, a guy that I think is a legitimate Major League star, and then the guy who has been the number one prospect in baseball for a period of time, Yohan Moncada, who's going to be their second baseman this year. I mean, they've pretty much now given him that job, and let's see if he can produce like everybody thinks he can. And really, those two guys are the only reason that I put them ahead of either Kansas City or Detroit. Like I said, they could finish fifth in that division, but I think because of those two guys that they might have a good shot of finishing third.
We're talking to Greg Sire, talking Major League Baseball. Obviously, hello to Jerry Keller. Hello to my man Neil Hartley. Hope you're having a great day as well, my friend. We're here live at Chick-Fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. It is lunchtime. It's hopping. Drive-thru's always hopping. But the lobby right now is not all that crowded, so there's room, although it's steady, but it's not like I've seen it in the past. But Chick-fil-A is Chick-fil-A. I mean, this is awesome. So check out the Frosted Sunrise, the brand new treat, vanilla ice cream, and simply orange juice. Going to get one myself here when I get off there and enjoy it. So, and again, it's available in small and large, and they both have fewer calories than a milkshake. So if you're wanting to watch the old calories, this is the way to go. The Frosted Sunrise from your Chick-fil-A. Number 2, again, Detroit, Kansas City White Sox moving up the ledger. I'm going to guess you're going to pick the Twins at number 2.
I'm picking the Minnesota Twins at number 2. I think the Twins are a very good team. I will go out on a limb and say I expect them to be right there in the wild card hunt this year. If they pick up any one of those 3 pitchers that we talked about earlier that are still out there as a free agent, I think they'll get a wild card for sure if they pick up any one of those 3. But the Twins have a great team. Byron Buxton has come into his own. We heard about him for years while he was, once again, the number 1 prospect in baseball, and kept waiting for him to get here, kept waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, he's arrived. He's now shown that he can be a major league hitter. He's definitely a defensive center fielder, unlike almost anybody other than Billy Hamilton and Ender Inciarte. So, I think with Paul Molitor there leading the Twins, he brought them out of that 100-loss year right into a wild card. And, I think they're going to be right there again. I think they're that good. And we'll see what happens with them as the season progresses.
Of course, Greg is a big Cincinnati Reds, and I'm getting ready to update these scores for you. Greg is a big Reds fan. I'm a big Reds fan. Spring training, they're not doing too hot. So are we concerned about the spring training record? Or are we just concerned about getting better for the start of the season? And if you're losing in spring training, that tells me you're not getting better for the start of the season. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, not too concerned just yet. Guys are playing in these games that aren't going to be on the team when we have opening day. So not too worried. What does concern me are some of the guys who you think should be playing much better than they are, who are not. Anthony DeSclafani has had 2 outings now, one really good outing, another not so good outing. I still think he may be the opening day starter for the Reds if he stays healthy, which he hasn't been able to do the last couple of years. But hopefully this is his year and he will stay healthy and be the Reds' number 1 starter. And the other guy that has me really, really, really concerned is Billy Hamilton. Started spring training 0 for 14, still does not have a hit, and now has a sprained finger, so he is unable to play at the present time. So what they did after that, Ben Revere goes in, and I think it was I don't remember if it was his first at bat or not, but he hits a 2-run triple, and he's going to be pushing for some playing time, I think, in Cincinnati this year. He's a non-roster invitee. He is basically just a shorter version of Billy Hamilton. I mean, just a shorter guy, but he's the same type of player. Very fast, great defensively, has a much higher on-base percentage, though. So, I think he may be one of those bench guys, which for the Reds, that may end up being bad news for Phillip Ervin, who was possibly going to be that 5th outfielder, because I think Jesse Winker is going to be there as well. So that may mean Phillip Irvin will be back in AAA this year.
Neil Hartley says Cleveland #1. So my question, and they are the division pick, I would think. By the way,
Absolutely.
Florida State leads Louisville 17-14 first half rather. Again at the that would be the men's, obviously, ACC tournament. Florida State and Louisville later on this afternoon. It'll be Boston College, NC State, Arizona State, Colorado in the Pac-12 playing today. Air Force and UNLV in the Mountain West. Colorado State, Utah State in the Mountain West. Cal and Stanford later on, first round game in the Pac-12. Notre Dame takes on the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Hokie High. They'll take on each other again. New York ACC men's tournament at 7 o'clock tonight. Vanderbilt and Georgia opening round of the SEC at 7 o'clock tonight in St. Louis. Oklahoma State, that's a barn burner. Both with 18 wins on the season. The first round of the Big 12. Colgate and Bucknell play for the Patriot League men's tournament championship tonight. And St. John's and Georgetown Big East men's championship tonight, first round. Also North Carolina. You think they can defend? You think the Tar Heels can repeat this year as national champs?
No, I don't think so.
All right. They take on Syracuse tonight at 9 o'clock. And then Washington State and Oregon Pac-12 men's tournament as well. All right, follow-up. Neil says Cleveland #1 of the division. I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
Do they have the horses to dethrone Houston to win the American League pennant?
That's the question, I don't know. We'll find out. But, I think they're definitely the class of this division. I think if Minnesota, like I said, picks up a pitcher or two, they might be able to compete with Cleveland. They might push them a little bit, but I think Cleveland will probably get this division. And their pitching is just too good. You remember when in '84 when the Tigers won the World Series, Sparky Anderson made the comment. He said, "You need to be strong up the middle." And I thought about that, and I thought, you know what? That's exactly what Cleveland has been trying to do. They got Francisco Lindor, shortstop. Kipnis is going to be back at second base this year, which I think is a good move. They've got great catching no matter who's there, whether it's Perez or Yan Gomes or even I watched them play the other day, and there was even a young guy, a minor league guy in catching that did a fantastic job as well. So I think Cleveland up the middle is really the team to beat, and I see them winning that division.
There's Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. I get to stop talking baseball and talk to you for a second.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
That's a laptop. That's a laptop. It's in there. That's the best I can do is a pink
bag.
No, we don't care. No. Pink bag's a pink bag.
No. No, I can at least speak to you now, so.
Oh, and while
we're
I got
still on
you,
the air, though.
Yeah, we're still talking. We're still on the air. This is called live. You just never know. Dennis came by to pick up my sick and ailing computer. He's going to fix it. So we mentioned the Reds. All right, let's take a real quick look at, again, the very latest on what's going on as far as the time. The Major League Baseball is going to speed things up.
Yeah.
Tell folks out there what they're proposing. We're not going to propose. They're going to do it. They're going to speed it up with trips to the mound and the bullpen and so on and so forth.
Well, every team now has a maximum of 6 visits to the mound. That means not just the manager, not just the pitching coach, but that means players that are on the field can only make 6 visits to the mound per game. The umpires, at their discretion, can change that. For example, if the catcher gets crossed up, the umpire can say, "Okay, I will let you go out there and make a visit." He will. They're talking about putting clocks on things like between innings, which I'm all for. I think that can get carried away a little bit. They also. Rob Manfred now is even saying, he's telling the players, he said, if you'll speed up your pace of play, if you'll play quicker, then I'll stop doing all this. And I'm like, well, good, because I'm tired of him trying to change all these rules. I think he just needs to leave it alone personally. I understand the mindset of maybe some younger generations who are saying, hey, we don't want to go and spend 3 to 4 hours sitting there watching a game. But if somebody like me, if I'm going to a major league game, I have to travel, 4.5 hours to go to Atlanta, 5.5 to go to Cincinnati. and I'm making a major investment because I'm probably paying for a hotel room or something like that, I want to see something that's going to last a little while.
Absolutely.
You know, so I don't want to go to a 2-hour game if that's the case. But I understand where he's coming from a different standpoint. But my viewpoint is, you know, let's just keep it like it is.
Last but not least, the Atlanta Braves. Of course, it's the team around here for most folks. And so what are they doing in spring training? What do you feel like is going on in Atlanta? What's your prognostication for the Bravos this year?
Yeah, you know, the Braves, they've got this guy that everyone's anxious to see what he can do, Ronald Acuna. I think he's going to be legit. I've seen him a little bit in spring training, and I think he's going to be exactly what they thought he was going to be as the number one prospect in baseball. You know, they've got a young team. They're obviously rebuilding. They still have Freddie Freeman. They still have Ender Inciarte. But they've got a young team. Ozzie Albies is going to be the second baseman, and you know, I guess it's really kind of time for Dansby Swanson to do something at shortstop, or they may be looking to go another direction there because this is his third year, and it's time for him to put up some numbers like they think that he can. You know, I was really thinking, and it still may happen. I was thinking if they could go out and pick up a bat like Mike Moustakas to play third base for them. They could make a run. I mean, they're in a fairly weak division this year. I think the only team that's really going to be good in the East are the Nationals. And, you know, so the Braves could make a little run. They could make some noise if maybe they'd pick up a bat and maybe a pitcher. I'd like to see them have another starting pitcher.
Next week, we'll let him break down the NL East, which will include the Braves and include the Mets. A lot of folks, I had Josh Lawson on last week who does the marketing for the Kingsport Mets, said, man, this is the year we got the best starting rotation in baseball. And I said, got some good ones if they come through, but they woefully underperformed last year.
Yeah,
woefully.
Let's put it this way: they could be the best starting rotation in baseball, but they're going to have to show us something before we can make that statement.
And I could do a reverse slam, a 360 slam in basketball, but I can't. So could and can is two different animals.
They have the potential to do it.
Yes, they do.
They do. They have the guys there that could do it, but they're going to have to show us something before we can make that statement. I think there's at least 3 teams ahead of them at this point.
Appalachian League Baseball, not that far out. We had Josh on last week, the Mets. Again, of course, you got the Cardinals here in Johnson City. The Twins, again, in Elizabethton for this year. By the way, did some checking in. Minnesota did not reply to the drop-dead February 28th deadline to come through with check and a verbal, or beyond a verbal promise, but a check to send to Elizabethton to begin the renovations of O'Brien Stadium or O'Brien Field. So that kind of somewhat disheartening, although we saw down in Greenville the Astros pulled out within 2 weeks. The Reds went right back in. So I think with the reputation in the Appalachian League, if the Twins can't work something out with Elizabethton, I don't think you'll have a problem putting another team in there in the Appalachian League. Twins this year in Elizabethton. The Pirates are again in Bristol. The Mets are in Kingsport. Cardinals here in Johnson City. And no longer the Astros, but the Greenville Reds are down in Greenville, which is a beautiful, beautiful ballpark. Whew. Probably, for my money, the best ballpark in the area. Thomas Stadium in East Tennessee State's pretty nice, but as far as Appalachian League, probably down there is the best one, and Pioneer Park. But, you know, I was at Cardinal Park yesterday watching baseball. That's a beautiful, you know, with the artificial turf, that's a beautiful facility too, I'm telling you. So, anyway, Jerry McNeil says, go Braves. Yeah. Let me just say this to you. I know, Jerry. Click your heels, Jerry. You're not in Oz anymore. So it's like the Reds. Yeah, it could be a long year. I would think about June or July, if you want tickets to see a Braves game and a Reds game, maybe pretty easy to find them. You get pretty good seats.
Possibly so. Yeah. I got to tell you though, after we broke down the National League Central last week, I started looking on Twitter and some blogs and stuff about other guys who had broken down some of these divisions, and you know, I follow a lot of Reds fans on Twitter, and one guy had made his predictions, and I got to tell you, I had to kind of laugh because he had the Reds as one of the 2 wild card winners this year, and I said, you know what, I love my team, and I really hope they do well, but realistically, I can't put them there just yet. So
No.
Now here's the encouraging thing, though. Have you heard what Joey Votto has said? He said, "Hey, it's time for us to change our whole outlook on things. It's time for us to put some wins on the board."
Well, that's what you're there to do. You're paid to win.
He said, "I'm tired of losing. It's time for us to do something." And you know, when you got a guy that is up there with anybody in baseball as far as talent and productivity goes, like Joey Votto, you know, and he's making that kind of statement, and he's saying, "Hey, I'm tired of losing. We're going to have to do something." You know, I think he's trying to put a little pressure on management there to go out and get those pieces that they need now to finally get them over the top.
Louisville makes an 11-0 run. Right now they have taken the lead over Florida State in the ACC men's tournament. Cardinals 25, Florida State 18 with 8.5 to go in the first half. Again, that's the first of many games today across, as Rush says, the fruited plains. So anyway, Louisville leads Florida State 25-18, 8:32 to go in the first half. Again, that one's the ACC tournament in Brooklyn, New York. Greg Salyer, you hungry?
Yes, sir.
What are you going to get today, big dog?
I don't know. You know, I had a chicken biscuit this morning from here, and that frosted sunrise. Man, I may have to get another one of those. Well, I can't get 2 of those in one day.
Sure you can. Just
don't
tell Wendy.
Don't tell Wendy. Don't tell my doctor.
Don't tell your doctor.
Yeah.
Or Wendy. Yeah. Or both. I don't. As Schultz said in Hogan's Heroes, I know nothing. There you go. Yes. See you next week.
Yes, sir.
Good man right here, talking baseball, getting ever so close at opening day and the bigs. Maybe by this time next week, Jake Arrieta, Mike Moustakas, and Lynn and these other guys will have a home in Major League Baseball. Quick break. We'll go from talking baseball to talking Sprint. He's in the house.
He's here.
My man Caleb Sparks is ready to go. And man, we got some deals. 25% off all the accessories in the stores. When you say you've watched the show or heard the show, there's some screaming deals like this Beats headphones. Holy smokes, you get $100 off, 25% off the Beats headphones, and $60 off the earbuds when you say you've seen the show and watched the show, and that's really cool. And so we'll talk more about that right after this. We're live at Chick-Fil-A on show number 703 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-Fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-Fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's get him in here. He's here. Let's get him officially on the screen. There it is. Caleb Sparks with Sprint. Louisville, by the way, leads Florida State 28-20. 6:25 to go in the first quarter. Again, in the ACC men's opening round, actually second round game, Louisville, Florida State, Boston College, and North Carolina State up next. The girls' state basketball tournament, Riverdale, no problem, all over Ravenwood, 77-50. Number one team in the state blows them out by 27 points. And so the Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers tip it up at 2:15 this afternoon against Bradley Central. Go Lady Blazers, and Travis Maines, their head coach. And tell you what, went out and watched them play Saturday night in Gray when they eliminated Oak Ridge. Macy Culbertson can play basketball. They all can, but she can really play. I was very much impressed. Young lady going to Belmont next year. She can play the game. All right, here in my formerly, as Rush Limbaugh says, my nicotine-stained fingers is the Frosted Sunrise. Creamy and tart, vanilla ice cream, and simply orange juice. And let me tell you, this is like a creamsicle in a cup. It is raw. This is really good. I mean, I liked the watermelon last year, and I liked the frosted lemonade last year, but I love this. This is good. As Cy would say, booyah, from Duck Dynasty. I love it. Louisville leads 30-20. Guess who's on the screen? There he is, our buddy Caleb Sparks. Coming up, we'll run down the Virginia High School basketball scores from last night. Mike McClung and the Blue Devils did it, beating Graham. We'll tell you all about that coming up in a few minutes. He's here from Sprint. Good afternoon, my good friend. How are you?
Doing well, Tom. How are you today?
Fantastic. Always like him coming in and hanging out with us. Now, he and Zeb will be with us next week. We'll be live at their second favorite place to eat, Phil's Dream Pit. So.
Oh yeah. We can't miss an opportunity to
eat a little barbecue.
To eat up at Phil's Dream Pit.
You got it.
Can't miss it up.
So we got the Unlimited Freedom. Got some more. I'm going to talk about these accessories in a moment. But what's going on right now at Sprint here in the month of March that we can save on?
So we got some awesome deals going on right now. The Unlimited Freedom Plan, 5 lines, $100. Set up auto pay, cuts down on your bill. It's a hard deal to beat. It really is. They give you lines 3, 4, and 5 for free for the first year. Then after that, the bill goes up a little bit. But still, the savings that you get for that first year, they're phenomenal. What's kind of awesome about that too is that if you own a business and you get approved for the lines, you can also get those 5 lines, and you can get 5 Moto E4s for free. That way, if you need to give them to any kind of any of your workers, having trouble staying in touch with them, anything like that, it's a great way to be able to cut down on your cost and be able to be in touch with your employees. It's just a great deal that we have going on.
Unlimited Freedom, 5 lines, unlimited data, unlimited talk, and unlimited texting. Plus, you throw in Hulu. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. You do get a free subscription to Hulu. It's just one of the basic subscriptions, but still, you have access to it, and it's real easy to set up. They just essentially text you a code to go in, and then you set up your username, stuff like that from there. Super easy to do. Another great deal that we have going on right now is we have half off on the iPhone X's. So instead of them being $41.67 a month, they're only $20 a month whenever you add a new line of service.
Which one again?
That's the iPhone 10.
The brand new one.
Yep.
They're half off.
Yes,
Should I put that right there?
Oh yeah.
half off on an iPhone 10.
Yep, whenever you add a new line of service, they're half off. We do still have the iPhone 8, lease one, get one logo going on right now. You can use the 8 Plus or the 8 and any memory configuration. Doesn't matter which one you want to go with. You still get both. You still get the credit for the second device. Great deals for our iPhones right now. We got some great deals. Now here's another great deal that we got coming out, and it's the big one for us. Samsung's releasing their new product on March 15th. So the S9 and S9 Plus will be out then. That is the release date. Also, we have some really, really great deals on. We're doing pre-orders on them right now as well. So, but you can get up to $350 off with eligible trade-in.
Have you seen them yet?
Yeah, the Samsung rep, he kind of brought his by the other day and let us take a look at it. It's a great phone. It's very, very similar to the S8. They did redesign the camera. The S9 Plus does have the almost the same exact specs as the Note 8 has. It just doesn't have the pen with it. It's going to be it's going to be a great phone. It's fantastic.
So the Samsung S9 and S9 Plus coming out March 15th.
Yes, sir. March 15th, they will be here, and it's great. You know, it's Galaxy's product line. They make fantastic phones. Apparently, the camera is just completely phenomenal. They've redone it completely. Phenomenal, like just phenomenal products coming up. We've got amazing deals. We always have really good deals at the end of the year, but I swear, Tom, I think some of the better deals are at the beginning, right around springtime. It's that spring fever is what's hitting everybody.
Ooh,
Not today, though.
Not today.
Not
cool.
today.
A little cool out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a little cool. I woke up and I was like, well, I said, there's snow on the ground. I said, that's not good. Everybody keeps saying we're going to have a blizzard of 93. I still don't believe it.
It ain't happening.
I still don't believe it.
No, don't get your snow shovels out yet here in the Tri-Cities. Maybe in the mountains a little dusting, but
that's not snow shovel weather. That's snowmobile weather.
There you go.
And I don't think too many people in East Tennessee have one.
No, I think we're okay. We're talking to Caleb. You still have the free LG pad you
Yes,
give
sir.
away?
Oh yeah, we still have the free LG G pad. Tom loves his. Uses his every single week.
Looking at mine right now.
And you know they have so many different applications for this thing. You can use it for traveling, like watching Netflix, anything like that. Use it for GPS. Just it really just depends on, you know, it has a purpose for everything that you need for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be movies, navigation, work, you can use it wherever you have Sprint service. You have service to that tablet. And the best part is that it's unlimited data with the tablet.
Yep.
So
and
you can use it as much as you want.
And what did I hit something wrong here? What did I do wrong?
Let's see what we got. Just nope.
Get that. Okay.
There we go.
And now do I hit that?
Nope, you're good. You're right to where it's at. It's just it has a little bit of a delay behind it. So
a tutorial with Caleb Sparks, which happens fairly frequently. So again, the free LG pad, the iPhone lease one get one, still that good?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The iPhone 10 half off when you add a new line of service.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. And the unlimited freedom 5 lines for $100, unlimited data, unlimited talk, unlimited text with Hulu for free with 5 free Moto E4 phones, correct?
That's right.
All right, now let's get into the accessories. That's what I want to talk about because this is good stuff. Now, I scribbled this stuff down the other day. I'm going to run these down for you. Everything I'm about to tell you is 25% off. All you got to do is walk in and tell them you heard the show or saw the show. Mm-hmm. You get a fourth off the Urban Armor Gear.
Oh, yeah, those are great cases. I had one on an older phone for about 4 years, and it was still in good condition. It was old. It was an old case. UAG makes great products. They're military drop tested, as are most of our cases, but they have a really, really good rating. Plus, they got some really, really fancy styles with them, you know.
OtterBox cases.
OtterBox is my favorite. That's my always go-to. Whenever anybody always says, you know, well, why do I want to pay the extra money for the OtterBox? Like, because it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I always let them know. That's what I carry on every one of my phones. I've always had it. Now, some people don't like them because they are a little bit bulky, but it does give you the maximum protection that you need for your phone. Because, I mean, these phones are expensive nowadays, $700, $800, $900.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want something. You don't want to put a $5 case on a $1,000 phone. It's not going to work well for you.
They retail between $40 and $60 and take 25% off.
Oh, yeah.
Any screen protector and tempered glass, $49.99. less 25%.
Yep. I think it comes out to $36.99, something like that. $36.99 or $37.50. I don't remember one of the two, but that is our 25% off. And the great thing is about those is they actually do have a $100 money-back guarantee. So as long as you go online and you register on the website, they'll send you up to $100 to get your screen replaced if you break it.
We're talking to Caleb from Sprint. The OtterBox cases, by the way, fit the Samsung Galaxy, the iPhone 8, the iPhone 10. These are between $40 and $60, and if it's a $60, then you're going to get them for $36. You can't beat it. That's when you go in and tell them you saw the show and heard the show. Hello, Greg Sauer. He's eating over there and he's watching the show. Wireless charging stand. Got them for $70. You go in and say you heard the show, you get them for $32. That's savings, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Fourth off. Now, here's the one that flipped me out when I did the math. The Beats headphones, they retail for $250. So if you, again, get them for 25% off, you get them for, it's $100 off the price.
Right. I don't know. Is your math better than mine? I hope so.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. Yeah, it is. $250 less 25%. The earbuds retail for $150, less 25%. You have the pop sockets for $9.99.
Oh yeah.
$10.
Yeah, we've got all kinds of those. We have some of the newer styles and colors too, and we get more and more of that stuff in every day. So
that's going to be $6. The fourth off will be $6 for that. Tablet cases, the JBL Clip Plus portable Bluetooth speaker for $50, less 25%.
Yep.
The battery packs, the JBL Flip 4 portable speaker for $99, less 25%.
Oh yeah.
So all the accessories in the Sprint store, you go in and say you heard the show or watched the show, is 25% off.
That's right.
That's a great deal.
All you got to do is come in, Mitch, and it doesn't matter who you talk to. You don't have to come in and see me to get that deal. You can come in and see anybody in the store. No big deal.
There you go.
All you got to do is mention that you saw me on the Tom Taylor Show, and we'll get you all taken care of.
That's it. Just that easy to do, folks. And so why would you not go in someplace and save? Again, JBL's a great speaker company. Of course, the wireless charging stand, the Beats headphones are awesome. The UHG, the Urban Armor gear, and the OtterBox cases, all 25% off when you say you heard the show or watched the show, so you can't beat it.
Now remember, Tom, we do carry the Harman cartons as well. Now those are a little bit more expensive and they are pricey, but you can still get the 25% off that. And I believe you liked yours pretty well. We have one that it's in the store, and we have it jamming almost all the time, and I think it's 3 years old, and it still sounds just as good as a new one.
I had the curtains vibrating the other night. I was jamming it some third day. Goodness gracious. I had the curtains. I mean, this thing will put out some sound.
And it's crazy. That little itty bitty speaker puts out that much sound. It's insane.
I set it right on my studio table, my studio at the house, plugged into the side of the laptop. We were rocking.
Oh yeah.
Third day. I mean, rocking. Love it. So again, the Harman Kardon speakers. Good graduation gift coming up. Good Mother's Day gift coming up.
Yeah.
Good Father's Day gift coming up. Or just treat yourself gift anytime. Again, at the Sprint store. And so we love promoting Sprint. We're proud Card King members of Sprint. We had them bikes when they were Suncom. So we've been around for a while.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So what, since last Wednesday, what have you been moving, you personally? What's been moving out of the store you've helped folks with?
A lot of iPhones. It's been a heavy mix of everything. Samsung, iPhone, LG products. We have such a wide variety of stuff. It's hard to pinpoint as to which one we sell the most of. But I would say if we were to choose one, it would be iPhone. And then Samsung's a very close second.
So the iPhone 10 is half off when you add a new line of service. 50% off the brand spanking new iPhone 10. That's a sweetheart deal.
Yeah, you end up saving right at $500 over the 18 months. You end up saving right at $500.
Better put that down there.
Because the retail on the phone's $9.99.
Save $500. There you go. It's all again available, as we said. Where? At the Sprint store, North Road Street here in Johnson City. I think Ronnie said these are good at the other Sprint stores as well.
Yeah, they should be. Just go in and mention it. And if you have any problem, anything like that, you can always look up the number down to Johnson City Sprint store. Give us a call. Let us know anything. We can always call and make sure and get it taken care of for you.
Are you hungry?
Oh, yeah. I'm always hungry, Tom. Always hungry.
Now, coming up next week, we're going to finalize. Are we on for what we were talking about the other day in the store between you and the little guy?
I don't know. I think he's a little scared right now. I don't
Backed
know.
off?
We'll see.
Well, we'll save it till next week. We'll get an official word next week about what may be happening. You don't want to miss this. If we do it, we're going to come over and broadcast it and do a live show if, in fact, this comes to pass. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right. It sounds like one of them's getting scared, and I don't think it's him. I think it's the other one, right?
I do believe so.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back, and we'll wrap up the show. Again, we'll run down Virginia High School basketball last night, see what's going on again in the tournaments going on around the country, and all that next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
North Johnson City. I got to tell you, Greg Salyer was right. The frosted sunrise is out of this world. Had not had it before. I've had it now, and I'm telling you, it's doggone good right here, and this will set you free. Frosted sunrise, vanilla ice cream, and simply orange juice is good, folks. Very, very good. See, I'm double whammy. I can get the peach milkshake in the summer and the frosted sunrise now, so I got it covered. Got it going on. We're here live again at Chick-Fil-A. Again, thanks to Caleb Sparks. Guy, I'll tell you what, here's what I like about, for me, what I like about Chick-Fil-A, or I'm sorry, what I like about Sprint, is the fact that if I have questions, and I typically do, Caleb, I'll go in and help him. He gives me all kinds of customer service, and not just because I do the show. He does that to anybody and everybody. So They do a wonderful job answering questions. Let's face it, not everybody is phone savvy. They're changing all the time. He told you the SA9s are coming out here March the 15th. There'll be some new instructions, of course, to those. And so, they're continually changing. And so it's a good thing. And we appreciate the fact that they're willing to help and give you customer service. Halftime, Louisville leads Florida State. They were up big by 3, and all of a sudden it's a blowout at halftime. 19-point lead. Louisville leads the Seminoles of Florida State at the break. 41-22, Boston College, NC State coming up next. Gate City last night wins 70-59 over Graham in the Virginia High School Class 2 semifinals during the date with Robert E. Lee Staunton at Virginia Commonwealth Siegel Center in Richmond on Friday night. The victory which avenged the loss to the G-Men in the Region 2D Championship. The 5th state semifinal win of the Gate City boys basketball history. Blue Devils have yet to win a state championship. Gate City got its usually strong shooting game from senior standout Mike McClung, who's going on to Georgetown. Finished with 42 points, leaving him just 17 shy of setting the all-time record for most points scored in a career in the state of Virginia. This guy is the real deal, folks, heading off to Georgetown. Zach Irvin had 12 and 7 boards. Bradley Dean added 10 points. So, again, big win. They'll play Friday night in Richmond against Robert E. Lee Staunton in the semifinals of the Class 2 state boys basketball tournament in Virginia. Also, the Eastside Spartans hard-fought overtime win against George Wythe last night, 69-65 to advance to their first state final in the brief existence of their school. And so Eastside and Wise last night got the big W. Spartans had 24 points, 5 boards, and 4 blocks from Luke Lawson, who moves on now, does Eastside into the next round, as we said, and they'll play that ball game again to the semifinals. They win last night 69-65, and so let's see where they move on to. Pick this up, and Eastside does not say who they play next. Surely it tells you they play next. Well, we're going to look it up here in the Kingsport Times News. I want to see who they play next. We need to know. Hang on here. Let's see. Under the boys' action. They'll take on Lancaster. 4 o'clock on Friday. In the Class 1 actually the state championship. Lancaster and Eastside will play Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock for the championship of the boys. Girls side of things, Wise Central to defend their state title against Buffalo Gap. They beat Virginia High's Lady Bearcats 51-35. And that was yesterday afternoon at UVA Wise. And so Wise Central advances to their 4th state title game in 5 years and the 5th in the past 7. So we got a dynasty going, obviously, in Wise, Virginia. For the Wise Central ladies will be playing against Buffalo Gap in the state championship. And so, again, they've advanced to the 4th state title game in 5 years, the 5th in the past 7. And they will be on Friday inside the Siegel Center at VCU. They'll take on Buffalo Gap, who beat George Mason 36-35 last night as well. Then finally, Eastside's girls fall short. It was Perry McClure defeating them 69-29 in the Class 1 girls basketball semifinal, again at UVA Wise as well. Eastside picked the worst time to play and shoot only 22% from the field and committed 21 turnovers, lost for the first time since January 17th. Finishes their season, outstanding season nonetheless, at 25-4. So that's what's going on again in Virginia high school basketball. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Tomorrow we'll take our show down the road to Champion Chevrolet. Full slate of folks tomorrow to join us. We're looking forward to having the cast of characters. Dave Angie back with us tomorrow from the News and Neighbor. Carmichael joins us tomorrow. We've got some other folks lined up and ready to go for tomorrow's visit to Champion Chevrolet. Friday we'll be at Food City on South Rhone Street. And then Monday we're going to be at the Will Graham Celebration headquarters on Boone Street in North Johnson City, getting ready for evangelist Will Graham, Dr. Billy Graham's grandson, coming to town April the 27th, 28th, and 29th. We'll do the show live. It's going to be a sports show, but we're going to be there live like we would be at Chick-Fil-A or Food City at the Will Graham Celebration headquarters on Boone Street in North Johnson City coming up on Monday. And so we're excited. Got some new sponsors coming on board next week. Very excited about that. So, again, as we always ask you to like and share the show. And we can't thank you enough for what's going on the show. It continues to grow. It's the Lord's show. I just have my fingers in his belt loop, and we'll take it as far as he wants it to go, and it continues to grow as we wrap up show number 703. Hello to my buddy Chris Payne, and also to his lovely bride Pam Brown Payne. And so we appreciate those kids, and also all of our guests today. Greg Salyer talking Major League Baseball, Robbie Fritz from the Arm Ministries and the Food Pantry, again in Elizabeth and Carter County, and obviously Caleb Sparks, our dear buddy from Sprint. And we got more guests coming up tomorrow. Again, like and share the show. We archive the show every day. And again, a big thanks to Jeremiah Clark and Michael Smith from Appalachian Digital to, again, get the word out about this show. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours until we rejoin you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile here in Johnson City. Until then, we'll tell you as we wrap up show number 703 from Chick-Fil-A in North Johnson City. It's very simple. Win or lose, be a good sport. Oh, and the biggest question you ever have to answer, and we'll start closing the show this every day. The biggest question you ever have to answer, real simple. You have one question to answer, and it is simply this. What are you going to do with Jesus? You're either going to accept him or reject him, and by saying no or by not making a decision, you've made a decision. So what are you going to do with the Lord is the only question we all have to answer, and it's the biggest, most important question you'll ever answer. Accept him or reject him, it's your choice. I would think you'd want to accept, because when you read what happens when you reject, ain't good. See you tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet. So long, everybody.